Welcome to INS, the International News Service, your source for the most important weird news from across the globe. With news analyst Kevin Harrison, actor, comedian, and musician Mike Wiebe, and professional commentator Brian Camp. INS, the news you need.
Spilled water all over my fucking fake mustaches and my royalty checks.
That's a crazy two things to spill water on, Mike. Do you get like a junior detective kit, or do
This
you
is the
have,
worst day of my life.
Are you wearing a fake mustache right now?
No, this is real. Or is it?
I mean, if you have a real one, you can't use a fake one, can you? Don't you have to?
Can you? Can't you?
But it wouldn't look like a real, like if you put a wig over your hair, it will look like that your hair is the wig. I don't think the same is true of a falsy mustache.
If you had a John Waters mustache, you could totally put a Sam Elliott mustache over that.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
Well, that's a special case right there.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
You know,
All I can say is tell that to the gangs I've infiltrated.
With mustaches. What?
I hope that Mike travels the country one day teaching mustache infiltration to police forces.
Is that a possible thing? Because, I mean, a lot of times cops already have mustaches.
Yeah.
So, but they're probably could use that. So I'm sure a lot of like undercover cops that don't know that this is a possibility for them too. Did you ever think about that?
Well, you know, cops have the cop mustache. They probably try to infiltrate while wearing the cop mustache. And people are like,
that's the
wait a
problem. That's how
minute.
they get caught.
I don't think the cop mustache is a thing anymore. I think the firefighter mustache is a thing.
That's true.
Maybe in Austin.
Oh, you guys got lots of those up your way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like the mustache that comes in right past just inboard of your outer mouth. I think the mustaches are cut that way so that you can wear a gas mask that doesn't leak.
Wait, what?
Did they leak otherwise?
Well, yeah. If you can't have facial hair and wear a gas mask because the hair breaks the seal.
Is that true?
And all of a sudden the sarin gas.
Like that with regular masks, too. So these guys with big beards that have masks on, they're fucking pointless.
Oh, yeah.
They really don't do a whole lot.
Right.
Really?
Like you don't even look like Casper the Friendly Ghost right now. Your stupid beard.
I thought cops just got mustaches because they liked them. Because they're usually little guys, little bitty fellas,
Yeah.
and they want to appear bigger, like peacocks.
All the accoutrement of what they identify with
Masculinity.
a virile, masculine, large man.
Remember, all cops are bad.
Is that what it stands for?
I thought it was all cops are boogers.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the true meaning.
That'll show them.
My mustache is completely wet. It's fucking soaked.
That is not a fake mustache.
That is too.
That looks like one of those things you put under your door to make sure it doesn't get drafty.
Well, what about this one? What about this wet fucking thing?
Oh, well, you know what? That's a fake mustache.
Yeah.
I think you're the only person in the world who spilled their water on their fake mustaches tonight.
That is like a neat thing to think, you know? Like, you ever do something like, I'm the only person in the whole world that's doing this thing right now.
So, you guys ready to get started here?
I'm ready to get started. Now I think I got all this water fucking cleaned up.
Need to change your pants or anything?
Well, if you put a picture of me on the next podcast, a bunch of women will have to change their pants. They will be crying from the crotch.
There it is. There it is. That's pure class, Mike. That's great.
Welcome to the International News Service. We're your hosts. I'm Kevin Harrison, along with...
I am Brian Camp.
I'm Mike Wiebe. And
Did you have a mini stroke? What?
I maybe did. Maybe I leaned in a part of my pants that had water in it still. And Mark Ryan's with us too.
What's up?
I know that isn't the biggest fucking intro, but let's just, There's a disaster that just occurred. I ruined $7,000 in mustaches.
I don't know if that's hundreds of mustaches or just 4 really good mustaches.
It's just two really good ones.
How you doing, Mark?
Me? I'm fine.
Mark, you're in front of a big, looks like a library.
I think it's pronounced library.
Library.
Yeah, I'm in Dana's room tonight because she's actually having a meeting in the other room with her CCL group.
Oh, Christian
conservative
lovers.
Christian conservative lovers group.
They get together and make love and try to save the environment.
And then kick Mark out.
Open a couple bottles of rosé and then stand back. Stand back. No, what does CCL stand for, Mark?
Citizens Climate Lobby.
Oh.
Nice.
They're a group of lovable dorks who are trying to save the environment, and they're doing a great job at it. Very smart people.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The environment. Yes.
That's poignant, Mike. Poignant words from an environmental scholar, Mike Wiebe.
There's so many crises. It's easy to forget about the environmental crises. It's almost like there's a crisis on infinite Earths.
So, speaking of crises, our first story comes to us from the Takeout.
Oh, what is that? It's like a food thing, like a takeout bag.
It's like a food blog. Yeah, we've had the Takeout before.
But didn't we have an issue every time we've had a story?
Yeah, I think we don't like the takeout.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get takeout and it's just not what you ordered.
Sometimes you get takeout and you got took in.
So are you saying you give the takeout 1 star?
No, I don't. I think that criticism should be illegal.
Yeah. Think how successful we would all be. At least I know I would be if you couldn't.
I would be more critically acclaimed. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. I like that rule.
I mean, technically our podcast still has all 5-star reviews.
Not technically, it's a fact. It's a fact. It still has all 5-star reviews.
And all you're doing is inviting someone a lot like us to say, well, I'm going to give them a 1-star review.
No, anybody like us is far too lazy to do something like that.
That's true. They would have the idea.
So, according to the World Health Organization,
that's the WHO, Kevin.
The WHO.
The WHO, the WHO, the average British beer drinker consumes 1,100 pints of beer each year.
Didn't that save their economy? Don't we know that's...
Well, we covered that in episode 21 when...
they asked you to drink a bunch more and eat a bunch more.
Yeah, a financial firm determined that if each person in the UK drank an extra 124 pints of beer in 2021, they would recover, the country would recover all of its pandemic losses. Unfortunately, England is now running out of beer.
No future. No future for me.
That's exactly what they're singing. That's their new pub song that they all sing together.
They love to sing over there. I'm telling you. You know the other thing about England?
Mm-hmm.
They love that band, The Killers. They got some song over there. I'm gonna tell you this knowledge like I'm my mom. They have this song over there, and it's like 25-year-old song. It's called Mr. Brightside, and they love it. They sing it all the time. It's their favorite song, and they love it. And that is a story that I've told you.
Check. Story complete.
So it seems that Brexit, God damn it. It seems
Brexit. Got you fucking limeys.
It seems that Brexit has caused an exodus of foreign-born workers in a number of critical industries.
A Brexodus?
Oh, write that down quick, Mike.
Yeah. Poor man's patent.
Thanks to Brexit, it's caused an exodus of foreign-born workers in a number of critical industries, including agriculture, food processing, and transportation. As a result, the country has lost at least 20,000 truck drivers, and can't get beer delivered to pubs. One of the companies most impacted by this is Wetherspoons, a chain of 925 pubs.
Oh, that sounds like it sucks.
Wetherspoons.
They don't. If that place goes out of business, they're better off. Probably paying their truck drivers less than all the other truck drivers, relying on foreign labor, and then forcing out the independent pub owners moving into town.
Mm-hmm.
That's typical Wetherspoons, man. This is good. The local pubs still have your favorite pint. Go there.
Yep.
Get yourself a sheep's egg pie.
Miss Wetherspoon masquerades as a lady. It's really a guy, and he dresses up like old Mrs. Wetherspoon to try and take control of the company and get custody of his kids back.
Just like Grandy's. That's the Grandy story.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
I think you are describing Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, I'm talking about Mrs. Wetherspoons.
Is she played by Robin Williams?
He's dead, Kevin.
He's dead.
Come on.
He's dead, man.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Let the man rest in peace.
So, Wetherspoon's founder, Tim Martin, was repeatedly warned that exactly this would happen by his economic advisors, but he wrote them off as, quote, doomsters, while contributing hundreds of thousands of pounds to the Brexit campaign. Now, his pubs can't even get beer.
Great. Good. I wish more shit like that would happen over here. I love every story I see about people having a fucking flip out because their local Arby's isn't open. Because, yeah, like that. I mean, those fucking awful jobs that, like, pay nothing. I'm not like a crazy antichrist or an anarchist. There's a bunch of pieces in this capitalist society that I would like to see burned to the fucking ground.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like, I know you're not supposed to be happy when people die or get real sick when they get COVID and they're like anti-vaxxers or whatever, but it's hard to not do
like
that.
Kevin and Robin Williams.
What?
Like Kevin and Robin Williams. Like how you were kind of rejoicing in that.
I don't think that's very cool what Kevin did with Robin Williams, because that guy never did anything but except for try to make people laugh. And I don't know what Kevin's beef with him is. I mean, that's what's cool about living in a country that there's a bunch of other people from other places. It makes it a lot more interesting.
No, those other people can be exploited so you can get your beer.
Truck drivers. Bring me beer.
Well, I hope they get more money or whatever. But now that they're gone, I don't know. It's just dumb. Racists are dumb. What if you got it? What if you got everything that you wanted? Like, you just when your whole identity is based around like wanting to only be around white people, like, and being angry about that there's not white people around all the time. Like, what? Just if there was a Thanos snap, and what would they do? They'd have no personality.
I think that's what drives them, is they have no personality. Like, oh, I don't have any personality, so hey, I'm white.
I don't know.
That's my whole personality now.
You're British. What do you got to be proud about? Get over yourself.
We just added 5 Irish listeners.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we did.
I don't know. They got them badgers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, stacks of them.
Maybe they can teach them to drive trucks and deliver the beer.
That would be adorable if they did teach badgers, or maybe put all the beer in the back of a like a Model T Ford buggy car that a frog drives in a wild fashion.
Put little goggles on the badger, yeah, to drive like a little hat, a newsy hat, maybe, and a scarf.
Part of the deal is you gotta let him drink, though.
Yeah, he gets to drink.
I get that's
fair.
Dangerous, but it's still adorable.
The drunk driving laws, or as they call it in England, drink driving, I believe only apply to humans.
Again, superior, us.
Mm-hmm.
We invented the language. I'm going to university. No, you're going to the university.
Right.
Not just university.
Going to hospital.
I'm going to hospital. It's the hospital.
Yeah, it's a place.
I'm going to store. I'm going to mall.
Superfluous U's and everything.
Well, MAUL, that might make sense.
Are you talking about the Badgers?
Yeah. A badger could say, I'm going to mall, and then maul somebody.
Yeah.
Only an American badger would do that. British badgers do seem friendlier.
Yeah, they do. They seem like they probably would just take you to tea.
Yeah.
That's part of the INS canon, I believe. That
Yeah.
British badgers are friendly, but American badgers are
Fuck you
mean
up.
sons of bitches. Yeah.
So our next story comes to us from Newsweek.
Which one?
Last week. At the end of last month,
Well,
police...
that wasn't last week.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Well, it was reported on last week. At the end of last month, police found a parked car partially blocking a highway near Dowelltown, Tennessee. Police approached the car by signaling to the driver with their lights, after which the driver took off, leading police on a chase across 2 counties. At an unspecified time during the chase, the man turned down a side road, opened his car door, and showed police that he had managed to cut off his own penis.
Good for him. First of all, let me say this. How come they could continue chasing him after the first county? Because that's how the Duke boys always got away with.
That's right. Well, I suspect that there are many exceptions to jurisdictional rules.
No, this sounds to me like some dirty cops.
I think
right.
I think he turned down a side road trying to find a ramp that was incomplete, jumping over a pond, and he never quite got there.
Do you think that maybe he was on this side road and it was a dirt road and he was just happened to be naked with holding a pair of scissors or a scalpel and he accidentally cut off his penis?
Well, we'll get to the
tie his penis to a stick of dynamite.
We'll get to what
He tied his penis to an arrow and shot it at the cops. Shot it at a tree, hoping it would come on the tree and it would just knock it over somehow.
So the man then threw the severed penis out the window of his car at the pursuing officers. According to one of the police in pursuit, quote, he opened his door. He was naked and covered in blood. He then shut his door and kept driving.
Did he stand up and wave a magic wand and then jump over a guardrail and disappear?
That was the Loveland Frog, Brian.
Oh.
Totally different state.
I was trying to add to the mythology of the Loveland Frog.
That was maybe his penis.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine, I mean, because I don't know if you guys know this, but penises bleed.
And they're operated by blood, so that would make sense. Mike, do you have any personal experience with?
Let me just say that these weren't the first set of expensive mustaches that I've ruined with fluid.
I don't know what that means.
We don't need any more of that story.
Enough said.
Let's just leave it at that.
So police eventually slowed the man down with spike strips and were then able to box him in, ending the pursuit.
Man, it would have been so cool if he'd held on to his penis, and then when he was driving over the spike strips, he just slammed his penis down. It just impaled it in there, like he was what's the football thing where you're spiking a touchdown?
Spiking the penis? Is that what you're
Spiking the penis,
Yeah.
Literally. Especially if the penis was going straight up and it just went straight in the penis hole, and it was just all wiggling.
The man told police he severed his penis after voices on the radio told him he needed to do so in order to save the world.
Okay.
This is Y95, the Eagle. We got a special message to one guy out there. His name's Jeff. We got to tell you, the world's falling apart. There's climate change. There's division more than ever. COVID's about to take over. And I got bad news. There's a giant kaiju that's going to come down and destroy everything in the world unless you cut off your penis. Coming up next, we got a little Bob Seger. I get it. If I heard that, I'd be like, shit. Well,
Yeah. You kind of have to. What do we know what he used to sever his penis? Do we know?
No, I didn't find out. I know he was driving. Somehow the article mentioned that he was driving a Honda Accord, and I was like, oh, this is going to have some...
that is the preferred car of a self-genital mutilator.
That's right. If you're into scarification or any kind of genital mutilation, you probably drive a Honda.
Drove a Honda Accord in high school.
I thought this is going to have all the details that I need. It doesn't say what happened to his penis, how it was cut off, if it was recovered, if it was going to be reattached. It didn't have any of the good, important details that we needed to really complete this story, and I'm disappointed in the police, the media, and myself.
Well, can you promise a listener a follow-up? Can you promise a listener that you're going to chase down this story and redeem yourself in their eyes? Because there's a lot of questions about this penis severing that I know they have.
If one of our listeners sends us to Daltown, Tennessee, I will investigate this thoroughly.
Coming up on the ones and twos, we've got that Kaiju going away because Jeff out there severed his own penis in a police chase, and it has scared that monster off. And if you if you're the number 9 caller at 5, you might win a pair of Rockford Fosgate speakers.
Is that what you had in your Honda Accord in high school, Mike? Did you have some
pair of Rockford Fosgates?
I don't think there's another way to say that.
The station that pays you to listen and commands you to sever your penis. Y95, the Eagle.
What will the zoo crew get into next?
Yeah. I wish I could sever my husband's penis. Oh, shut up, Sheila. That's Sheila over there. She's always telling a story about how her husband and her aren't getting along. I wish I could sever his penis.
So our next story comes to us from WXYZ, Channel 7 in Detroit.
That's
made up.
Come on, Kevin. You got fooled here.
Was it's a radio station about making sure your zipper's up.
News. I'm sorry. I think it was the ABC affiliate.
Was the Pat Sajak show on ABC?
ABC Detroit.
Okay. It was. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know about Pat Sajak.
I remember one time Weird Al was on the Pat Sajak show. Mm-hmm. And when he came out to go talk to Pat, he jumped on Pat Sajak's desk and walked across it and then sat down. And the first thing he said was, "Oh my God, this is amazing. My entire life, all I ever wanted to do was be on the Pat Sajak show." And I thought, that Weird Al sure is funny. And then Pat Sajak asked him to sever his penis.
Did he do it?
All I know is my town hasn't been destroyed by a Rodan.
That's real flimsy evidence for the success ratio of penis severs. Like, well, we're still here, right?
Yeah.
I hope people keep cutting off their dicks.
A recent peer-reviewed study was published by researchers at the University of Michigan. This study looked at 5,853 different foods consumed by Americans and measured their effects in minutes of healthy life gained or lost. The most surprising result of the study was that eating just one hot dog can take 36 minutes off of a person's life.
This is there is no conceivable way anyone who is serious about their profession or their training could say this. And the fact that
say this again. I need to soak this
so
in.
Dumb.
Okay. Eating just one hot dog can take 36 minutes off a person's life.
Like some kind of Logan's Run thing where like, oh, you got less time, Logan. You had a quarter-pound big bite. That's stupid.
The study did not specify whether this was a beef, turkey, or pork hot dog, whether it was boiled or grilled, or if it was served in a bun, or which condiments were added to it.
They stole the public's money via grant for this fake study.
Well, they used to say that you get how many minutes off your life off every cigarette.
They didn't know that either.
They were right about that, though.
No, they weren't.
Well, how come people don't smoke as much?
Well, they probably got. I'm not saying for a second that eating hot dogs is good for you or that smoking is good for you. I think the idea that you can drill down and equate one hot dog to how long was it, Kevin?
26 minutes.
To 26 minutes of life is crazy.
A hot dog is worse than a cigarette. It sounds like.
That's right. I'm gonna put the dogs down and pick up the pack, I guess. I like a hot dog. What does a Vienna sausage do? Is that better or worse than a hot dog?
It probably was in the study, but I'm not reading through pages and pages.
It's probably under V.
Thanks, Brian.
What if you know those when you go to 7-Eleven and they have those like hot dog rollers in there? What if that dude put his severed penis in there?
It would probably roast to a golden tan and eventually start to shrivel up.
Do you think that a severed penis would be better or worse for you than a hot dog?
Oh, wow. I think we get some money for this study.
That's right. I'm sure there's some scientists in Michigan who would be happy to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars of the public's money determining how many minutes of life could be added or taken away from eating a severed penis.
Do you think that the government pays for this, or is it a school that pays for it? And this school is like, you know, their insane tuitions and stuff like that.
It's all laundered from the public somehow. No serious person would ever pay for this. Only a group of people would pay for it, and that's us. So
I want to be a part of this thing. You know, one job that I've always wanted real bad is I don't know what they do, but in Silence of the Lambs. In Silence of the Lambs, Clarice has to go get advice on bugs, and she goes into this like Ivy League basement of some giant library, and there's these two weirdos that are trying to play chess with big bugs. Like checkers, and they're just like, he's moving around, and they like look up and they look all crazy. And I've always thought, man, that's the job for me. Like working in the basement of a Ivy League library where I'm not accountable for jack or shit. I'm just kind of there. I kind of need to be there, and you know, I think I could do that.
Isn't that also Peter Venkman's job at the beginning of Ghostbusters? Like
very similar.
Okay.
I've always thought I could be a real good parapsychologist. I know I'd be a good parapsychologist.
You know what? I agree.
I think I would too. I'd be like, I'm doing a study on whether voices from beyond tell you to cut off your penis if they're telling the truth or not. Will it save the world?
How many minutes off of your life will severing your penis equate to?
You know, you would need to talk to the dead to figure that out.
There's probably a study on that, how long you can live without a penis.
Well, I think if you don't bleed to death, probably just as long as you would have lived otherwise.
Half the population doesn't have a penis.
They have negative penises.
That's what they call it. It's a negative penis. That's something that women like to hear too. They like to be told that it's kind of a haves and have-nots, or stars on ours. They lack something.
It's a Starbelly Sneetch scenario.
Yeah. Sylvester McMonkey McBean needs to come along and with his machine and his magical penis adding machine.
Monkey McBean and his amazing machine.
Yeah, that's right. They'll trick us all that we don't know who's supposed to have penis and who's not supposed to have a penis. And
I think this probably is a conservative argument right now.
So our next story comes to us from the Washington Post.
I don't know why.
Do we hate them? I can't remember.
Well,
the Post.
This next story is about Mike's favorite country, China.
It's not my favorite country. It's just a country
that you most admire.
No.
You most respect their methodology.
No, it's
the way
just,
they control their citizens.
No. It's just a country that has a lot of people that love movies. I don't know. I honestly, I don't see politics. I don't see politics.
Did you drop the S on purpose? Is that K? Is that a politic with a K that you're?
Both. I don't see spelling either. So I don't see politics. I don't see spelling, and I see. But what I do see is anywhere that wants to be entertained by a good old fashioned movie that I am in.
Mm-hmm.
What about a good old fashioned video game that you're in?
Or that too. I mean, that's fine.
Because on September 1st, a new policy was implemented by China's Video Game Regulation Authority.
I was in a video game. It's kind of like that game Fruit Ninja, but it was called Penis Ninja, and you just slice penises off.
Right.
The iPad game.
People flying towards you with their pelvis thrust out.
And you gotta slice them off, and they fucking wiggle off the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I did the voice.
Oh, the voice of the penises?
No, the voice of it's just the same person coming at you, and this is. I did it all. It was the best job I've ever had. Days worth of work, one take. Ow! Wow.
So this new rule says minors can only play video games for an hour on Fridays, weekends, and holidays, and are banned from playing during the school week.
What constitutes a minor in China?
Under 18.
Oh, under 18. Okay.
Anybody who gets coal or pyrite for a living.
I don't know that anyone mines for pyrite, but they got a lot of coal in China.
Yeah, China's got coal reserves.
Are you working on any kind of coal plant sponsorships, Mike? Is that a deal you got going with your Chinese overlords right now?
I know people who want to finance movies.
That's right, and that's
I don't have overlords. I know people who are in the film industry who want to finance films.
right.
And I don't know if you know this, but it's not cheap. It's not cheap to make movies. It's not cheap to make a tale about kaiju that want to destroy the world, and the only way to stop them is to sever your penis.
Oh, have you optioned the Tennessee Man's story for?
Yeah.
That was fast.
Mhm.
How much was the budget on the last Jack Wharton movie?
That's a hell of a question.
It was about 83K.
What is it? What is that in yen?
I don't know. That's a Japanese denomination of money.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do the Chinese use? Is there a Chinese yen?
We're doing everything with Bitcoin.
No.
It's less traceable.
Oh, yuan. YUAN.
So,
I did win.
So China also blames video games for causing nearsightedness and addiction in youth. China hopes to enforce the ban by requiring minors to register for games with their real names, so registration systems will be able to limit their playtime. However, this does not seem to apply to esports. China's esports scene has grown considerably in recent years, and players in esports typically train for hours a day, beginning at a young age. And also, just before I get into this next part, like I feel like you could use your parents' registration, or lie about who you were. Like, it doesn't seem like this
that's
is
probably a capital offense there. You might get taken to one of the camps, right, Mike?
I don't know anything about that at all. I don't have any idea what you're
That's
talking
right.
about.
Well, I mean, the Chinese are known to be a very tolerant people when it comes to defrauding the government, I think.
I don't know anything about that at all. I know that they've always been very supportive of feature
That's right.
films and of fantasy filmmaking and just telling stories that people, can get behind.
Right. Where would Dig Dug fall on this? Like if I had
The Dig Dug feature that I'm working on?
you can play for 1 hour on Friday, 1 hour on Saturday, and 1 hour on Sunday, and then no other day during the week unless it's a holiday, and then 1 hour that day.
But what if I was still on my first life? Would I have to stop playing?
Yeah, you'd have to. Hopefully, you got to pause. But the Dig Dug machine does not have a pause feature.
Then how? Yeah, it also doesn't have a connection to the internet. So how would they know I was playing Dig Dug?
Yeah, what about that? Kevin?
I think you found a flaw in this plan.
That's right. The only flaw in China's plan to monitor its entire country for video game playing. They won't be able to do it well enough. That's the problem with it.
Dig Dug might be the secret to Chinese liberation.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't understand a lot. But yeah, I mean, that for real though. Don't they have video games that aren't connected to the internet?
Yeah, this doesn't seem to apply.
Are
to
they gonna
those,
retrofit every game to have to I mean, I do see that maybe there's a chip you could put in a new fucking. Well, I mean, any new games are connected to the internet. That's for
Right.
sure. But I mean, do they? I don't know. I don't know. Do they have a Nintendo 64 or a Super Nintendos over there? I don't know if did that make it over there.
Almost all. This was in the article. Almost all gaming in China is PC. I guess consoles were even outlawed until really recently, but so consoles are making some leeway among the population, but for the most part, it is PC gaming.
Okay, I was just going to say that everything I'm sure that they use has to be manufactured in a way that the government can monitor it. I don't think there's.
Are you allowed to play as much as you want if you're an adult, though?
Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I think that you are within like reason. Like, I don't think that you can. If you're like skipping work to play video games, they're probably they're sending you to the camp.
I wonder if this will make these kids smarter or not. No one has an opinion.
Brian?
No, I don't see how. I mean, does oppression ever make people smarter?
It made me smarter.
Okay.
I mean, home video game systems are like 45 years old, 45-ish years old, I would say. And so, were people really smarter than us 45 years ago?
They were cooler than us.
Yeah.
In the 70s? Like, think about how cool everyone was then. Doing coke and fucking driving in a Trans Am.
You could do those things in China.
I don't think you can. I mean, I guess you can do that anywhere. I don't think it's as easy. I don't think there's a lot of Trans Ams.
Yeah, they don't have the same laws as you can't. They can catch you from county to county. It's not like here.
That's right. Or from prefecture to prefecture.
Yeah. That's not the same as
So this isn't the first time China has implemented rules about video games. In the past, it has banned youth from playing games between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m., and it banned the publication of video games for nearly 9 months to the chagrin of most Chinese video game studios.
Yeah, that would cause some chagrining. Why were they laughing and grinning about that? It seems like they would have been mad.
Right.
Chagrin means annoyance.
What?
Chagrin and Barrett.
Chagrin, that's what the Joker does. Why are you being real serious, Batman? I legitimately I have had trouble with chagrin as a word. It's they should change it. I don't like it.
Is it just the appearance of grin in the word that throws you off?
Yes.
A grin, that's a good thing, a grin, but
imagine like a grin with like a grin mouth, but the person's crying. Like maybe that scene in Close Encounters where he's building the mountain out of mashed potatoes. And you cut across the family and everybody's just weeping, and that maybe think of that.
I think it'd be better is if they called it. This wouldn't even be that big of a change. Chagrinch, like the Grinch, because he's a bad guy. Do they have the Grinch in China?
I don't see why they wouldn't. Because he is the individual who stands out from the community and then realizes the community is right. And you think that would be a pro-China message.
That's true. I want to find out what games are popular over there.
Tetris.
I didn't look into that too much. So I don't know. But because of the esports, I'm guessing things like Rocket League probably.
Is that a sport, though? Isn't that a fake thing? Like you're shooting people or something?
Esports, that's kind of what it is all that all those competition games.
That's every game, though. Except for Leisure Suit Larry. Is that the only one you can't play? Y'all know about that game?
I remember going into Babbage's and looking at the box.
Babbage's, yeah. Yeah, you can see some titties in that game.
Right. Low res
8-bit titties.
I definitely remember this girl walked into Babbage's who was like, my age, so like mid-level teenager, and she's like, "Hey, do you have video game guides?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, what game are you looking for?" And she's like, Leisure Suit Larry. He's like, "Oh, we don't have that one." And she's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "But where are you in the game?" And she goes, "Well, I bought the rubber. I bought the prophylactic, and I don't know what to do after that." And then he walked her through finishing the game.
I wonder how this is going to stick.
The timing thing?
This video game law. What happened to the old video game law? Wait, what was the old video game law again?
Kids could play during the week, but they couldn't play between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. And they couldn't. I think it was something like on like school nights. It was like 45 minutes a day or something.
Their internet must just work way different over there.
Well, I'm sure you're not allowed. I'm sure there are VPNs.
If you want to get movie times, you got to go fandango.gov.
Fandango.gov. Do you go to Fandango now?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that kind of a?
I mean, I go on there just to browse, just to surf the web.
You still call 444 Films sometimes just to hear the movie.
Welcome to Movie Phone.
Fandango. I think they're still around. I think they still try to.
Yeah, it's like they got an app.
No.
You buy your movie tickets through your phone, and then
right.
Then they scan your phone.
That's right. They charge you a convenience fee that you could not pay just by going directly to the theater's website, right?
Yeah, why would you do that though?
I hate that almost all tickets is now it's like difficult to buy like concert tickets without these convenience fees.
We are gonna cut out employees whose job it is to handle the physical ticket, and we're going to somehow imply that makes things more convenient for you.
I think we can agree. Printing out a ticket and handing it to somebody, that's a lot of work.
It is crazy that we did live in a time where you could just like easily lose a ticket. You could pay like $100 for a thing and easily lose it.
Yeah.
And there's no record of you like having it or owning it.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's like there's like whole movies based around like lost tickets.
Are there?
Yeah, there's a movie called Lost Ticket. It actually did pretty good in China. It was the movie about it was a period piece. It was me and the late great Meredith Baxter Burney, and we were trying to go.
I think she's alive.
Is she alive?
I mean, our relationship is not going well.
Well, she's dead to Mike ever since she got a divorce. So
Yeah. Ever since that broke God's covenant when she did that.
that's right. You can't be a celestial lawyer and consort with people.
Anyway, we did a film about how we were we were trying to go to the Boston Pops together. She played my mom, and we were going to go to the Boston Pops. And it was just a series of misadventures. We ended up at a Mighty Mighty Bosstones show.
Are they still a band?
They are still a band. I think they played a show recently. In the movie, I teach her how to skank, and she teaches me how to appreciate classical music.
They were broken up between 2004 and 2007, but otherwise have performed steadily since 1983.
I got them back together, actually.
For the movie? Is that what they reformed just for the...
I got them back together. I said,
right.
I said, Dickie Barrett, listen, we need to stop this feud that you have with Ben Carr, the guy whose job is just to dance in the band. Because it was an argument that they had over which flavor of Boston Lager tastes best. That broke up the band, and I was able to kind of smooth things out. And
did you, at the end of the movie, was there a moment where there's an orchestra playing and you and Miss Baxter Burney were, as you say, skanking together in front of the orchestra pit? Much to the chagrin of all the stuffed shirts watching the show.
Bam, 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 full circle, maybe. Call back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happens is there's a whole mix-up, and then the entire orchestra backs up the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, where they play Someday. There was a place, and the name of the place, excuse me, I can't remember. Someday, I suppose. And then, but it's like cellos going, It's actually pretty moving. It won a Chinese Oscar.
I'm sure there's a snarky thing I could say about the Golden Globes right now, but I know very little about awards. I don't know.
The only Golden Globes I care about are my gorgeous titties.
Well, I think that wraps up another week of the internet. Oh, wait, before we sign off here, Mike, does anybody have anything coming up? This episode should drop around September 22nd.
I, Mike Wiebe, will be in... I'll be in the punk rock bowling the weekend of the 27th. I will be, or the weekend before the 27th, whatever that weekend is. I'll be in Las Vegas for punk rock bowling. And then that Monday and Tuesday, I get back to Austin, Texas, and I'm opening for Ben Roy, doing comedy at the Creek and the Cave. And then if you live in Austin or Dallas, I'll be opening up for Kyle Kinane.
Oh, wow.
That is the 14th and 15th, Dallas and Austin of October.
Mark, you got anything coming up?
I do. I have a show at the Texas Theater with my new band called Vidicon, and it's going to be after they're playing Return of the Living Dead.
Nice.
Cool.
What day is that?
October 23rd.
And,
that Dallas Canadian show is also at the Texas Theater, by the way. BT Dub.
Nice.
Vidicon?
Yeah.
First show?
First show for this new band.
You're not going to tell us anything about it, are you, Mark? You're going to be real evasive about it?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So we've got a big surprise coming up next week. Be sure to tune in. It's gonna be hot. That's all I'm saying.
Under promise, over deliver, Kevin.
Next week is gonna really suck. You're gonna want to tune in to see how fucking bad we do.
Right.
And laugh at us.
Right.
Laugh at Brian. Laugh at Brian's stupid face.
Yeah.
Laugh at his dumb hair.
Yep.
The dumb shirt he's wearing. You're gonna laugh at all that.
You're not going to see any of it. No one's going to
see.
Oh, we'll
not
put
gonna
up
see
pictures.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Okay.
in that case.
Sure.
But
I probably
anyway,
will be wearing a dumb shirt. I was feeling kind of good about myself today until just now. So thanks, Kevin.
mission accomplished. Check us out on social media at International News Pod. Feel free to reach out to us with any stories or comments at International News. International News Pod at gmail.com. And check out our Patreon. Check out our merch store at Redbubble.
You should Google Rim Reaper too.
Google the phrase Rim Reaper.
Yeah, get some of that stuff.
Look up Rim Reaper cartoon.
All this month.
Is Rim Reaper another podcast?
No, it's just a design for a t-shirt.
No,
It's not
just
another...
It's a hazy dream.
It's in reference to nothing except just a t-shirt with a skeleton.
That was advertised next to us.
It's in reference to it's this giant monster that will come down and destroy the city if we don't cut off our penises. If you send us a picture of you wearing a Rim Reaper t-shirt, we'll give you free Patreon status. We'll
send you a sticker.
We'll send you stickers, and I'll send you some free stories. But you got to be wearing a Rim Reaper T-shirt, and you got to be hugging your grandmother with it.
Well, we'll see you next week.
And your grandma can't be wearing a bra.
Thank you for listening to the International News Service. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. INS, the news you need.